It's been a week since I made my wee immigration video last week to highlight some of the concerns that came out of the meeting in the Shankill Road. And I have to say what has happened since then has obviously overtaken that, and the violence in Ballymena becomes the narrative. But there's also responsible journalism that needs to be called into account here as well. I was named this morning on the Frank Mitchell show, or alluded to, I didn't hear it, alluded to as being a protagonist and someone who has perhaps agitated or helped to start the trouble across Northern Ireland. And I also appeared on the William Crawley show, who said he wanted to investigate what was behind the trouble in Northern Ireland. Now, that investigative piece by William Crawley was meant to be a discussion about what was behind the video I made and what was behind the tensions across Northern Ireland. And it was nothing more than an ambush, a hatchet job on myself. I was there alone against 7 other contributors, professors, doctors, the host himself, other contributors. The police were on, a Sinn Féin MLA, an Alliance MLA, and that's not responsible journalism. So we'll have to call it out for what it is. And if we don't have those conversations around immigration and have them responsibly, where people can air their fears, as I've tried to do as an elected representative, then what we're seeing today will happen in another few months. The last episode to this was 9 months ago, and no conversations around immigration had taken place in that time. Now, what the journalists have also done, and William Crawley also done, was he tried to say that I was putting out misinformation, that the 66,000 population increase target for Belfast by 2035 wasn't an immigration issue. He tried to say that they were all coming from Lisburn. 66,000 people are going to move out of Lisburn, a city with a population of 56,000 at the last census, and come into Belfast. And I can say that from a Freedom of Information request that TUV made, that immigration is one of the tools that's being used to increase the population of Belfast by 66,000, which is the equivalent of the size of the population of Fermanagh. And that's not going to come from anywhere else in Northern Ireland. I stand by my facts, I stand by my figures, I stand by my decision to highlight immigration as an issue and a stress and a strain on the community that I live in. And I call out irresponsible journalism, biased journalism against unionism, and say that if we want to avoid issues like this in the future, then we've got to take these issues seriously.